Girl, what you doing? Boy, what you doing? Them, they, whoever you identify as, what y'all doing? Welcome back to Zay Gaming. Welcome back to Tangeles and Tangeles County. She missed you. And I missed y'all because I've been out for 2 weeks. As y'all can tell, I haven't uploaded in about a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. Finals is very important, and I'm in school to finish my urban planning degree, so I got to get some good grades. So I did my best, and I did pretty good. Now I got some spare time. I'm going back to work, and so I'm balancing work and going back to this. So thank you for hanging out with me and coming back to visit me after my little break. Today we're going to work on some stuff, and we're going to actually expand the grid, put a little extra town in there. First, right here where you see I'm finagling with this rail yard. Now this rail yard was giving me some headaches. Traffic was backed up all the way over the rail network, all over the county. And it didn't make sense because it was well connected. I thought I gave good clearance, which clearly I didn't right here. But it was a bug actually to deal with the rail yard. They patched it in this most recent patch that they sent out for us. And they got it fixed. But here, I fixed it myself eventually because I didn't fix it initially. But I tried and I did my best. So we're gonna work with this and try to get that fixed, and then we're gonna go across that river, Miss Koasati River, that runs right through the town and through the county. She's gonna get crossed, and we're gonna build some farms, and we're gonna build another town, and it's gonna be right adjacent. I think it's time for Miss Tangeles to get some expansion across the river. We want to keep it as compact as possible. Like I've said a million times, we're pretending like it's the 1800s. Honey, them horses don't want to be bothered with doing all that walking, and I feel bad for them. So, when we get some cars, we'll sprawl, but right now we're going to try to keep it cute and compact. After we finish Miss Edmonson across we're going to call him Mr. We're not going to misgender Mr. Edmonson. Mr. Edmondsonville, that's going to be the town's name. After we finish with him, then we're going to go over to, go back to Tangeles, and we're going to get some grid expansion going on the north side of town. Technically the northeast side of town, we're just going to call it the north, just to keep it simple. And get some more folks places to live. As you can see, I got some residential demand. And then I'm just gonna have fun. I miss coming back to this. So, just a little side note before I forget. I figured out why my audio was not working, me live working on these episodes. So apparently I didn't hit the right audio function while I was doing screen recording, and it went to my computer's audio instead of my Blue mic, which I love very dearly, and it gives me a better voice than what it is better voice quality than what it is on the laptop. So we figured that out, and so yeah. But again, thank y'all for hanging out with me. We're gonna work on Edmonson right now. So as you can tell, I'm taking Briar Ridge Road. I expanded it across the river. I used Anarchy because I had that damn sea line going up this small ass river, which is not realistic, and I have a plan for that later on. But I took Briar Ridge Road across the river and I connected it down to another dirt road that goes out to the southwest of the county. We're just gonna say it's going out to Alabama somewhere, and then I'm naming it, giving it its district size, and then I'm gonna put some farms right there where it says Edmonson Farms. Look at me, good job. And then we're gonna get all these trees moved out of the way because my poor frame rate. The update happened and it gave us NVIDIA users extra little bonus, but this was recorded before that update came out. So my poor graphics card was being ganged up on by all these damn trees. So yeah, we got that. We got to clear all these trees out while we build, and then I'm gonna add some forest back because I gotta have a forested map, man. But yeah, we're gonna come out here with some farm builds, and I'm gonna eventually look at my production to see what I'm actually producing well and what I need to produce more of. I try to keep the theme of cotton going because it's the South, but I try to incorporate some wheat around the map so the city has access to natural wheat so they can process it and export it. I do have a little bit of demand for industrial, so that works just fine. And just try to diversify with some animals in places that are not as fertile. And so we're gonna bring this bring the farm all around, make it a weird ass shape. I wonder what shape it is. I don't know what that looks like. That farm don't look good. That's why you gotta put your trees. You gotta outline your windbreakers around your farm so they look more realistic. And I'm trying to figure out how do I make my farms look more realistic. And I try my little trees. And they're baby trees, so they don't really look that great. So I'm curious to see what they look like when they grow up. But I do have the tree mod, and it allows me to edit the ages of the trees and make a different mix of trees, which I'm going to play with later on. I want to kind of get rid of the forest that I have all across the map, and I want to see if mixing the trees around, with the mod and some bushes in there to make it look as more realistic as possible, because I like good landscaping, baby. You got to have it look pretty and forested. Damn, people gotta breathe, shit. So, making some more farms. After we get done with these farms, I'm gonna slide down to Mr. Edmondsonville, and we're gonna figure out how we're gonna lay this town out. Now, Edmondsonville, the history behind it is, it may not be realistic, but I did name it after a family in this area of this county. There was parcels of land, farmland, that these folks owned way back in the 1800s, and I named this place after them. I don't know these people, but hey, to the Edmonsons. I did go to school with the girl Edmondson, last name Edmondson, but other than that, we just gonna pretend like the Edmondson family has some money. They bought up some acreage of land across the river where it was fertile. Technically, this part of the river on this side of the Koasati River is originally a floodplain, and I'm gonna have to incorporate some levees just in case if the river decides it wants to show her ass. But until then, when you have a river that regularly floods, all that nutrient-rich soil and sediment gets spilled out onto the floodplain, and it causes for great agricultural production. So I placed it very strategically, if I say so myself. Now, it being so adjacent to the city of Tangeles, right across the river, it probably may develop into something different. We're gonna see. I have an idea. We're gonna hold that off to future episodes, and I feel like that we're gonna start doing more expanding here pretty fast. Come pretty soon in the series. I'm laying out the small grid in between Briar Ridge Road and Chattanooga route, getting a nice little CBD, even central business district, even though I don't have any commercial demand. So I'm just laying it out for future reference, for future growth. I'm excited to use, that's what it is. I'm excited to use the ploppable zoning to the assets from ploppable zoning ploppable zoning mod, and apparently you can go through and plop whatever buildings you want, which when I get some more city sculpting of my skyline, that is going to make me very happy, because there's just certain heights on buildings, especially the commercial buildings, that just does not make sense to me. I understand the mechanics of the game where you go through and you have to modify the cell length or the cell girth, and it just doesn't necessarily make sense. I have, let's just say I have a 6x6 office space that I'm laying down. I'm gonna get a tall ass building. It's gonna be 60 stories in a town of 75,000 people, which is crazy. That should be no more than 20 stories high, or 100 meters high. You feel me? So this mod gives me more flexibility and freedom. Now I need paradox and colossal orders. What I'm really waiting on is is the asset creator, and where we can import assets and download assets, because I need a diversity of the way I need my cities to look, because I just gotta make it personal, man. And as the game updates over time, it's going to be a lot of changing going on of how my city is going to look, because I gotta dream about it. I gotta be creative. This game gives me creative freedom, especially CS1, City Skylines 1. man, the things that I made. And I'm gonna leave that in the past. It's gonna be in my memory bank. Maybe I might show that one day, all of my projects that I did on CS1. I gotta go to an old hard drive that I have all that content on. I didn't record anything, but I definitely still have those saves. I think some of them got corrupted and they died, but man, I had such a ball with playing City Skylines 1. Minus the traffic, I really loved and hated the traffic because I did want more realistic traffic, and it had, I think, it can only render 16,000 clients or 16,000 cars or vehicles at a time, and after the city got so big, you didn't have any traffic. I'm like, where's my traffic jams? And of course the simulation was kind of crazy. The traffic would line up for miles in one damn lane, and it would piss me off. So CS2 does have a superior traffic management it has a superior traffic simulation, so I appreciate that. And I feel like the City Skylines is going to get more mature over time. They're gonna I'm confident in Colossal Order is going to make this the city building game of the decade. They just got a lot of work to do. They have all of my grace, but I am ready for my assets. Right now, I've been zoning around and putting some zoning along Briar Ridge Road, especially commercial. Built out the block with some residential. I got plenty of low density residential. Then I just made a very simple grid. This is the 1860s, 1870s. I'm gonna say the 1870s because, honey, the Civil War came through, and this should have been on fire. And we're gonna pretend like this area did not get caught on fire, but actually, the history of the area is there was a lot of Civil War veterans that Union soldiers and veterans relocated and settled down in this area because Union controlled this area, really early. So, especially for black soldiers, this was an area for education and where they could settle down, especially in the New South where the Union troops were operating or occupying this area. So it was a safe place for newly enslaved folks for a little while until they left. But anyway, right now I'm trying to figure out this water situation, and there's a lot of doo-doo water that's going down the river, as you could have seen, and I'm over here trying to scout out my north side. There was a lot of, you can't have people drinking that crap, no pun intended. They get sick, and that ain't good, especially on my one little hospital, my one little clinic. I'm scouting out the north side of town because it's time. It's time to see what I can do with the north side of Tangeles. I've crossed the railroad tracks, so this is technically on the other side of the tracks, y'all, and we're getting bigger, man. I'm excited. I'm gonna push the grid up north and out west a little bit, especially, wrong direction. Wrong direction, Xavier. No, I'm gonna push the grid northeast and east. As you could see, there was, rolling hills, not steep hills, but rolling hills. It's going to be some nice, interesting housing situations going on, especially on the rolling hills, because, that just looks pretty. Not great for when it snows, and it doesn't snow that much in Tennessee, but, we do get some, and baby, you got to learn how to do it. But yeah, I absolutely love building on just gentle rolling hills, and it just gives it character. Nice vistas, especially when you're looking at a downtown, or if you get up on a ridge and you can see for miles. Man, that's awesome. I want to build a beautiful metropolis in the hills, and I think that's gonna be what this is gonna be. Figuring out my grids, the damn cell grid breaks every single time, and it bothers the shit out of me. Like, come on! Every time I do something wrong, the cell grid breaks, and then my assets, when they grow in, they look crazy as hell. But it's gonna be what it's gonna be until we get some more fixes. Other than that, yeah, I got the north side going. You're gonna see me here in the next subsequent episodes. I'm gonna start naming some stuff up here. I'm gonna put a college in the future. We're not gonna go too much into detail about that. We're just gonna give some name and give some historical character. And as you can see, my rail yard's still fucked up. And I'm so sad about it, man. Look at it. It's all the trades are backed up. Nobody's getting their goods. It sucks. We're not producing all of our goods ourselves, so they happen to come on them horses. Now I got a big soft spot and affinity for them damn horses. I'm just pretending like the cars are horses, and that sucks. So we need our trains to get our goods into the city. I did back the rail yard up further, so it just didn't look crazy. It wasn't doing crazy stuff on that junction. I just moved it from one place to another, and apparently that fixed it for the long term or the long run. Again, there was a fix. There was a log, the fix log that Colossal Order released. That was one of the items. Another one of the items was they improved traffic simulation and pathfinding, which was great. I just, not in this, what you see I'm playing with now, but I did go through the game and try to play with the new NVIDIA functions, and I tried to go up to 240 hertz and 1440, and it does pretty good, but I had to put it back down to 1080 and 60 hertz just because we're still not that optimized. I mean, and it's at 2,000 people right now. I shouldn't have any problems at 2,000 people. It's just these damn trees. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. I'm done running my mouth. Y'all are so sweet for coming back and hanging out with me. If you stay to the end of the video, I really appreciate you. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. And I will see y'all next time. Y'all have a wonderful day. See y'all.